Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today let's go over a medium level coding question that I just solved on my own. So I'm really happy about this, and this is actually a review question. So I originally solved it about, you could say, a year ago, and I was able to resolve it today. So I'm really glad about that. So let me show you how I did it. Basically, we just want to return how many subarrays have the same difference as every element. So you can notice this is 1 and 1, and this is still a difference of 1. And basically, it has to contain at least 3 elements. So this and this is also a answer, so that's why it's 3. So 1, 2, and 3. Notice the difference is all 1. So the naive way to do it would just be to get every subarray and ask the question. Let's say I plus 2 length of nums, because it has to be at least of size 3. So this is going to be an n squared solution. And we're just going to ask that question. And let's say we want a difference is the current minus the element to the left, and append that difference. And if now doesn't have any duplicates, then that's a valid subarray, right? Because it's basically all the differences are the same, so we would increment the count and then return it at the end. Obviously this works, but it's a bit slow because this can be optimized. This is another n, this is actually n cubed, so it's very slow. So a better way to do this, let's just let it time out, is to use dynamic programming. So basically have an array with zeros, the same length of just zeros, and then we're just going to take the difference between the previous one, and we're going to count how many there are. So the idea is difference of 1, difference of 1, difference of 1, and then we're just going to sum up the sum, and that's going to be the answer. Okay, so for 1 length of nums, the difference is nums of I minus nums of I minus 1, and then we're just going to append that difference, and then we're just going to return the sum of current, which I think should give us what we need. Actually, no, because just because we have the current doesn't mean that it's right, because we need to basically say, okay, so this is the same as before, so this is going to be 2, this is the same as before, it's going to be 3, and this just doesn't have anything, so it's 0. So let's call this difference is 0 times length of current, and for j in range 1 length of current, let's just say the difference is current of j minus cur j minus 1. And so in this case we can say if so let's just have like a temporary that's going to hold this. So okay, let me think about this again. So because this is less than this, or maybe we can just return the sum of current. I don't think that's right though, but let's try it. Okay, that's not correct, because again the difference is 9. So basically now we can just say for j in range 1 length of current, let's call this the difference, or we can just accumulate current and return some okay, let me actually think through this, because this is a little tricky. So the current dot append the difference, and then after that we can just sort of make this 2, because this is the same difference. So for I in range 1 length of current, if current of I equals to current I minus 1, then let's make a TMP. Then TMP of I equals to TMP I minus 1 plus 1. Or yeah, we can do it like that. And then let's print TMP. And then we can just return max TMP if there is. If not TMP, just return 0. Nope. Okay. So, And then, okay, now we can just return the sum of TMP. I think that's what it is. Okay. Then there you go. Passes all test cases. So again, just had to think through it a little bit, but if you understand how dynamic programming works, you're accumulating the results, then it's not too difficult. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.